Remember, folks, even if there's a heaven, once you're dead, you don't have control of your body. You can't move. You can't do anything. Supposedly, the theory is your soul goes to God and to the Christian God or the Jewish God, and then God controls. Supposedly there's a judgment, and you know what? I wonder what God's voice would sound like. I wonder if it's like the most deepest voice anybody could imagine, or or maybe there's no voice at all. Maybe it's just a bright light, and then there's just a finger here and here. And remember, once you're dead, you can't control your body. You can't move. You can do anything. You're dead. So the theory is the soul, and then you go to heaven or hell. And then if you go to heaven, uh, how would God? If the God would know everything you want, well, what happened if you decide to change your mind? It just doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, you can't even move. Okay, so like if you wanted $1 million, right? Okay, so you went to heaven and God gives you $1 million. You have $1 million. Okay, and then supposedly you're outside of space and time. You're in clouds. Uh, it just doesn't make any sense at all. I don't understand how people could believe this. I think they only believe this because one, they're scared of death, and they want to believe there's an afterlife, or two, they actually scared of death and they believe in the books. Um, but yeah, so like, and remember, you can't return to Earth because you're dead. I don't know if you ever seen the movie, because I mean, all this fantasy and fairy tales actually comes in movies, and everything that the book says, it's what is in the movies. Like, there's this movie. The people died, and then they went to heaven, and then supposedly, I mean, this is so crazy. God let the person come back to Earth. But the only catch was, once they come back to Earth, there were ghosts, and they didn't want to go to Earth. They actually said, "Heaven is great, but you know what? I can't do anything I used to. I'd rather be dead." Yeah, that's right. They'd rather be dead than go to heaven, because once God put you back into the earth, you were a ghost. You couldn't touch, you couldn't drive, you could just go through objects, and you couldn't do anything you did when you were alive. See, folks, that's why the whole thing just doesn't make any sense at all. Um, I mean, if there was a heaven and you could get anything you want, wouldn't be people just be killing themselves, everybody in the world left to right, just to go to this magical place called heaven? And hell, they wouldn't want to be in the earth. Well, I wonder why nobody's doing it. You know, it just doesn't make any sense. The people are not doing it because they think they have to die properly to go to heaven. Um, but yeah, if there was a heaven, everybody should be killing themselves left and right just to go to this magical place to get anything you want, anything you desire. But they're like, no, you have to earn your place in heaven. Oh yeah, so you have to be a slave to the God, do everything it says and confess your sins. And it doesn't matter what kind of sin you make or crime, as long as you believe, you'll be forgiven. That's what the man-made religion. That's why it's greedy. Whoever made this false idea was nothing but greed, and fear and greed to control the population, to control the peasants, because that's what religion was for. If you actually look this up, you will find out religion was created for peasants. That's right. The people in control of power wanted to take advantage of the people that didn't have power, which was the peasants. That's why they created religion. There you go, folks. That's why religion is false. All religion is false. It's man-made, and it's bullshit. So yeah, I don't know what to say. But hell, if you just want to keep on believing it, be my guest. But I think you guys are in the loss of religion will decline, because the atheist movement is taking is going to be getting bigger and bigger. They already got 10%. It's a small number now, but 10% is a lot from from nothing. So we've grown, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger. 2014 is probably going to even get bigger. You already have, and I'm glad even Southerners are seeing the light.